Well, they say you can't go home again, so when you can't, you should bring home to you. Greetings, everybody, and once again, welcome to Hill Sports 725 on YouTube for yet another Metro League clash between your Southridge Skyhawks and the visiting Crimson Tide. I'm David Hill, and getting this out of the way first thing, I am a Glencoe alum, class of 2002. I have bled Crimson since my high school days, but tonight I will be putting all of that aside objectively as the cage fills up to drown out the sound of the Tide. Let's discuss the visitors from Hillsboro, Oregon, the Glencoe Tide. This team is currently sitting in 4th place in the Metro League with a record of 9-6 and 4-3 in Metro League play. They're coming off of 3 straight losses, including last night's blowout to this same Skyhawk unit, 69-44. That loss is going to do one of two things to this Tide team. One, they're either going to be angry, hungry, and come ready to play with a new fire, or two, be completely demoralized and already be overthinking tonight's matchup. Either way, we're going to find out early which of these teams show up, as this Glencoe team has had success when they win, averaging a 17-point differential in victories, but losing by an average margin of 19. There is no middle ground for this team, and if they plan to have success, they'll need to take a big lead early and hope to hold on. Look for them to use the mid-range and fast break game to try and put Southridge on the defensive. And on defense, they'll be running a 2-3 to try and contain the Skyhawks' inside presence. The Skyhawk team, though, is impressive. At 14-2 and undefeated in league play, this team will go exactly as far as they want to. They'll need to remain focused on the task at hand and not get too far ahead of themselves if they plan to win this back-to-back matchup with Glencoe. Cameron Brink at 6'4" will need to have a big game on the defensive end as Maggie Freeman looks to provide the spark of energy she seems to have each and every game. I talked with Coach Michael Bergman before the game, and he confirmed that Kaylin Emel, the D1 commit to Air Force, is finally back from her ankle injury, and praised her versatility and senior leadership as being the biggest factors in helping the team. He also mentioned that their mantra this season has been next quarter, to get better every possession, every quarter, and every game, and keep the focus on the now and not get too far ahead of themselves. Tonight, Glencoe comes in looking to end the losing streak, while Southridge looks to continue their dominance. It's the Tide versus the Skyhawks, and we'll be right back after this on Hill Sports 725 on YouTube.
Hey everyone, this is David Hill, and I just want to thank you for listening to this live stream play-by-play of the game this evening. If you could be so kind, I'd love it if you'd simply click like, and feel free to subscribe to Hill Sports 725 as we try to add more games to the channel. Comment below with what you liked or didn't. Feel free to email me at hillsport725@gmail.com. Thanks again, and play on. You're listening to live play-by-play of your Southridge Skyhawk basketball here on YouTube at Hill Sports 725.
And we're back here in the cage at Southridge High School. Here are tonight's keys of the game if Southridge is to get the win against this Glencoe team. First off, they need to watch the fouls. The best way for the Tide to gain the upset is to force Southridge to adjust to speed and get inside to let Brink and Natalie Hoff swipe at them and get to the line. Southridge as a whole only averages 13 points per game, with Brink and Hoff at 3 and 2 fouls per game respectively. If Southridge continues to play tough D while keeping the fouls down to a minimum, they're going to find success. Secondly, they need to win the turnover battle. Southridge is known for their defense, and they'll need to continue that trend tonight. They average 9 steals per game. However, they also average approximately 16 turnovers as well. They'll need to force Glencoe into bad spots while making the most of their time they have on offense. Win the turnovers, win the game. Lastly, they need to play the outside in and the inside out game. This is a very well-rounded team and can get points from anywhere. Brink and Hoff on the inside, Freeman, Mikkel Meek, and Kaylin Emel on the outside. If the Skyhawks can force the Tide to tighten up down low and spread them out again with their three-point shooting, they should come away with win number 15. If Southridge can hit these three keys, they can win running away. They are the better team on paper, They have the size on the inside, and they have the playmakers on the outside. Their winning streak should move forward to 7 in a row. Skyhawks soar 60-48. We're going to take a quick break here, and when we come back, we'll have the honorary captain and prepare for tip-off here on Hill Sports 725 on YouTube. This is the Southridge Skyhawks versus the Glencoe Crimson Tide.
Who do I play for? I play high school basketball for every baller who ever played a pickup game on a driveway, playground, or alley. Because we all share the same dream. I play for buzzer beaters, big-time boards, and burying rainmakers. I play high school basketball for the chance to put my hometown in Oregon on the map by playing in a state championship.
Only 0.5% of all high school student athletes play basketball in college. But all 100% of them become adults. That's why playing basketball on their high school team is so important. High school athletes learn life lessons that help them grow up. Lessons that can't be taught in the classroom and often aren't taught at home.
I play high school basketball because I love performing in front of a capacity crowd in my hometown gym.
This message presented by the Oregon School Activities Association and the Oregon Athletic Directors Association.
And we're back here in the cage. We've got about 2.5 minutes clicking away in the pregame, getting ready for the tip-off tonight between the Glencoe Crimson Tide and your Southridge Skyhawks. Before each broadcasted game, I'd like to honor those men and women serving our country in the armed forces, Coast Guard, police, fire, and first responders serving both locally in the Northwest, nationally, or on foreign soil. I hope they know that our thoughts and prayers are always with them, and those serving overseas, we wish for a speedy return to us and your loved ones. We have one honorary captain tonight, which is near and dear to my heart. Philip T. Hagberg served in the U.S. Navy in the Pacific during World War II. He retired after the war honorably and spent the rest of his life helping teens and children in the Sacramento Juvenile Penitentiary as a chaplain. He retired to Kaiser, Oregon with his wife Eloise, and January 25th was the 6th anniversary of his passing. We miss you, Papa Phil, and thank you for all that you did in your service and in your life. And if you would like to nominate a friend or loved one as honorary captain, please email me at hillsport725@gmail.com with the subject line honorary captain, or tweet me at hillsport725 and provide your nominee's name, rank, time served, and where, and I'll do my best to make sure each and every one of them gets mentioned in the broadcast at some point. We're going to go ahead and get into the starting lineups here for tonight's game. First, for the visiting Glencoe Crimson Tide. At number 14, we've got the 6-foot junior, Isabel Womack. Number 20, the 5'9" junior, Ezine Egbo. Number 23, the 6'1" senior, Abby Anderson. Number 33, the 5'8" sophomore, Sydney Larison. And lastly, the 5'5" senior, number 35, Jordan Fanaur. Glencoe is coached by Clint Valley. The starters for your Southridge team here are going to be number 3, the 5'11" junior, averaging 10.9 points per game, Maggie Freeman. Number 10, 5'6" senior, back from injury and averaging 11.2 points per game, Kaylin Emel. Number 30, 5'7" freshman, averaging 6.4 points per game, Mikkel Meek. Number 33, 6'1" junior, averaging 10.4 points per game with 6.4 rebounds, Natalie Hoff. And number 42, the 6'4" freshman, averaging 13.4 points, 9.4 rebounds, and 4.4 blocks, Cameron Brake. We're going to go ahead and take a break at this time at Hillsport 725.
Who do I play for? I play high school basketball for every baller who ever played a pickup game on a driveway, playground, or alley. Because we all share the same dream. I play for buzzer beaters, big-time boards, and burying rainmakers. I play high school basketball for the chance to put my hometown in Oregon on the map by playing in a state championship.
Only 0.5% of all high schools
Who do I play for? I play high school basketball for every baller who ever played a pickup game on a driveway, playground, or alley. Because we all share the same dream. I play for buzzer beaters, big-time boards, and burying rainmakers. I play high school basketball for the chance to put my hometown in Oregon on the map by playing in a state championship.
Only 0.5% of all high school student athletes play basketball in college. But all 100% of them become adults. That's why playing basketball on their high school team is so important. High school athletes learn life lessons that help them grow up. Lessons that can't be taught in the classroom and often aren't taught at home.
I play high school basketball because I love performing in front of a capacity crowd in my hometown gym.
This message presented by the Oregon School Activities Association and the Oregon Athletic Directors Association.
And we're back here in the cage as tip-off is underway in just a moment. We've got Southridge Skyhawks wearing their white uniforms with red lettering going from my right to left against the Glencoe Crimson Tide wearing their black uniforms with crimson lettering and white numbers going from my left to right. It's going to be Cameron Brink versus Sydney Larison for the tip-off. And we are underway. Southridge easily winning it. Glencoe wasn't even going to challenge it as Cameron Brink had easily a 3 or 4 foot lead. Ball goes inside to Brink, who gets blocked on the inside shot. Passes over to Amel. Back over to Hoff, who takes the mid-range 15-footer. That one's no good. Rebound over to Amel. Pass over to Maggie Freeman. Drives inside. Passes it over to Brink down low. Makes another move. Goes up. Can't get it in. Gets her own rebound. Can't go in. And gives up and is blocked. And finally fouled on the shot there. Number 23 gets her first foul. Abby Anderson. Cameron Brink's going to take her first 2 free throws of the game. First one is up, and it's no good. And second one is good there. Southridge takes the lead 29 seconds into the game, 1-0. Glencoe inbounds it, almost loses it, but tries to save it, and Maggie Freeman comes up with it. She goes up for the layup, and that one's good. She's going to have some energy here tonight, folks. She is the spark on this team, it seems. Glencoe inbounds it. Southridge is running their full court press, and it is a tight press from everything that I've seen. The ball gets passed, try to get around Maggie Freeman, who ends up kicking it. It's going to be Glencoe ball, 3-0 Southridge. 49 seconds into the game. Glencoe inbounds it. It's going to be controlled by Egbo. Passes it around the Southridge defense here. Finally deep into the corner. Jordan Finauer ends up with it. She's going to be guarded by Maggie Freeman. Southridge running a 2-3 defense. The ball is stripped by Freeman on the pass. She's going one-on-one and makes a move, loses it. Controlled by Glencoe, and a jump ball is called. It's going to be Glencoe ball. Coach Valley wanted a foul called, wanted a couple of fouls called. Doesn't get it. Glencoe inbounds it once again. Ball's controlled by Jordan Finau. Ball's getting passed around that Southridge defense. Finally gets across court. Controlled by Larison. Passes it down low. Over to Isabel Womack, who gets fouled on the shot. That foul looks like it's going to be on Cameron Brink, and that will be her first. And it is. So that means Womack's going to be shooting 2 free throws here. First one is up and long, almost gets the bounce, but can't quite go in. Molly Morey's now in the game for Southridge. And second shot is good. That's going to make it 3-1 Southridge. And Sophia Riverman's also in the game for Southridge. Ball gets passed around. Mel has it at the top of the key, passes it down low to the near side corner. Ends up in Mikkel Meek's hands. Glencoe's running a man-to-man defense. ML drives inside, passes it out to Riverman, shoots the three, and that one's good. 6-1 Southridge with 6:15 left in the first quarter. Glencoe's inbounding it, passing it around, finally get it across court to Egbo. Egbo drives inside, 10-footer. That one's long. Controlled by Riverman. Passes it deep, but a little bit too long. Can't quite reach Maury. Glencoe controls it. They're trying to get across. Southridge bringing the pressure. Glencoe cuts through that, though, like a hot knife through butter. Womack ends up with making the shot down low, 6-3, Southridge. Ball's getting passed around. Meek ends up with the top of the key, passes it to the near side corner. Shot for three by Maury, no good. Ball's controlled by Meek once again. Ball's getting passed around. ML has it inside, passes it to Hoff, who goes up for the layup. That one's no good. Almost gets her own rebound, but almost out of bounds. Nothing's called, though. And it's going to end up in Glencoe's hands as they're passing it around. Deep pass, almost picked off, but ends up with Finau, who goes deep inside to number 23, Anderson. And on the rebound on that shot, ball goes out. Oh, excuse me, there's a foul on Maury.
Number 12, Molly Maury. That's her first person team foul. The two for the Hawks.
And Bergman's going to be going to his bench quite often this game to combat the fatigue probably from last night, as Brink's back in the game, as well as Maggie Freeman. And shots missed on the inbound by Anderson as Southridge gets the ball back. Meek on the far side corner shoots the three, and that one's no good. Ball's controlled by Glencoe. They're going across half court here, passes over to Egbo. And now controlled by Finau, guarded by Meek, trying to drive around. Ball goes inside finally to Larison. Shot for three by Finau, that one's no good. Controlled by Brink. She's going to bring it up and passes it deep to Freeman, who passes it inside to Hoff. Hoff goes up and gets the shooter's roll. That one's good. And so the scoreboard has it as 8-2 Southridge. I guess that second free throw by Womack earlier wasn't going to be good. Egbo ends up with it on the front court, passing the ball around. Ball is shot by Anderson. Rebound Brink. And it's 2-on-1. She passes it over to Freeman on the inside, and that one's going to be good. 10-2 Southridge. Is Valley going to call the timeout? No, he's not. He's going to let his team stay out there. Glencoe passes it. Brink intercepts it at the half court. She tries to pass it over to Meek, but just ahead of her. Couldn't quite reach her. And it's going to be Glencoe ball. 3:53 left in the first quarter. It is 10-2 Southridge as Glencoe inbounds it against this Southridge defense. Oh, almost a travel there. Egbo ends up with it, trying to bring it across, but is guarded by both Meek and ML. Finally does get it across, and Womack controls it. She drives to this near side corner, looking inside, passes it around. Ball ends up over in the inside, controlled by Larison. Ball is blocked by Cameron Brink on the shot, and it goes out of bounds. Molly Maury is now back in the game for Meek. 3:34 left in the first quarter, 10-2 Southridge. Glencoe's inbounding the ball. Passes it inside over to Larison. Larison takes a shot 5 feet away. That one's good. Excuse me, that was Anderson. Abby Anderson makes that shot. 10-4 Southridge. Southridge tries to push it up quickly. Ball's tipped and goes out of bounds. It's going to be their ball on the near sideline. Maggie Freeman's going to inbound it in the front court. 3:24 left in the first quarter. Mel's going to control it and drive it up to the top of the key. Ball goes around to the far side corner, and Brink has it. Passes it down to the top of the key again and back. They're looking inside. They're trying to get it to Hoff, and just out of her reach, and the ball's stripped by Glencoe, and they now control it. Number 35, Jordan Finau, tries to go inside. And the ball gets stripped on the pass by Maury. By Riverman. Riverman passes it to Freeman for three, and that one is just short. Not good. Ball's off Egbo as it goes out of bounds. Southridge on the front court baseline. Mel's going to be inbounding into Southridge is in the box. Pass over to Freeman on the far side corner, inside to Brink, one-on-one, goes up, overshoots it. And it's controlled by Amel, who tries to drive inside but passes outside to the Freeman. Tries to go back inside, and it's stolen by Anderson of Glencoe. Now has it, guarded by Amel. Driving around, looks inside, gets it over to Larison. Larison passes it back out to Anderson. She's at the top of the key, looking back inside to Larison. 3 in the key, please. Shots up, and no good. Controlled by Brink, and she's going to bring it up herself. She drives inside. She goes up for the shot, no good. And controlled by Glencoe. She is 0 for 6 to start this game with all those missed shots and those rebounds earlier on. Still got just over 2 minutes left, 10-4 Southridge. Ball ends up with Womack on the near side. Passes across court. Egbo now has it inside to Anderson. Anderson tries to make a move on Brink. Passes it outside to Womack. Womack with a 10-footer. That one's no good. Controlled by Southridge. Amel ends up with it. 15-footer from the free throw line. That one's no good. Rebound controlled by Riverman. Riverman over to Amel for 3. That one's also no good. And out of bounds off of Southridge. Glencoe ball. Number 22, Olivia Cole's in the game for the first time, and Meek comes back for her second action of the game. Glencoe's going to be substituting the next stoppage of play. Ball goes around as they finally cross court. The ball's controlled by Anderson, gets it over to Egbo, guarded by Riverman. She tries to drive inside, pulls up for the 5-footer, can't go in, and it's controlled by Cole. Meek is going to bring it up at the point, though. Almost loses her dribble. Top of the key, passes it over to the near side. Ball's getting swung around. Meek's back in control of it, top of the key. Coach Bergman's calling the play. And Meek has the ball in the near side corner. Passes it to Freeman, who leaps up, trying to do a layup on the jump, just out of the reach of her hands, and couldn't control it. Ball goes out of bounds. Glencoe ball. Got 62 seconds left in the first quarter. Southridge still leads at 10-4. Glencoe passing it around. Finally ends up in the hands of Natalie Walter, making her first appearance of the game. That shot's no good, and controlled by Freeman. Passes it deep to Meek and just can't quite get it to her. A lot of turnovers here early in this game. Brink coming back in the game for Natalie Hoff, and it's going to be Glencoe ball. Still bringing that full court press by Southridge, and the ball is stolen by Freeman on the pass, goes up for an easy layup, uncontested. 12-4, timeout called by Coach Valley. That'll be his first timeout, and it's 12-4 Southridge. That'll be a 30-second timeout. We're going to take a quick break here. 12-4 Southridge, 36.7 seconds left in the first quarter here at Hill Sports 725 on YouTube.
Hey everyone, this is David Hill, and I just want to thank you for listening to this live stream play-by-play of the game this evening. If you could be so kind, I'd love it if you'd simply click like and feel free to subscribe to Hill Sports 725 as we try to add more games to the channel. Comment below with what you liked or didn't. Feel free to email me at hillsport725@gmail.com. Thanks again, and play on.
And we're back here inside the cage at Southridge High School. It's going to be Glencoe ball once again going from my left to right. 12-4, Southridge leads it with 36.7 seconds left in the quarter. Southridge bringing that full court press, and they've been dominating on the defensive side, forcing a lot of turnovers, but it finally gets inside in the front court over to Walter, who makes her first shot. 12-6, Southridge, 19 seconds left. Ball goes inside to Brink. Brink passes over to Cole for the 10-footer from the corner side. That one's good. 14-6, 10 seconds left. Glencoe's going to have to hurry if they want to get a shot off, but Southridge is not letting them have it easy. They're passing the ball around. That's been working for them. 2 seconds left. Ball's passed around, and they're not going to get a shot off as Glencoe holds it. They lost track of time there, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter with a 14-6 lead. Southridge is going to be going into the second quarter with that lead. We're going to go ahead and take another quick break here on Hill Sports 725 on YouTube.
Hey everyone, this is David Hill, and I just want to thank you for listening to this live stream play-by-play of the game this evening. If you could be so kind, I'd love it if you'd simply click like and feel free to subscribe to Hill Sports 725 as we try to add more games to the channel. Comment below with what you liked or didn't. Feel free to email me at hillsport725@gmail.com. Thanks again and play on. You're listening to live play-by-play of your Southridge Skyhawk basketball here on YouTube at Hill Sports 725.
And we're back inside the cage at Southridge High School. The Skyhawks lead the game after the end of the first quarter, 14-6. So far, Maggie Freeman's the leader on the Southridge side with 6 points, while 3 players over on the Glencoe side have 2 apiece. Story of the first quarter is the Southridge defense forcing a lot of turnovers. They're going to be starting off with the ball with Cole, Meek, Freeman, Brink, and Amel on the court. For Glencoe, it's going to be Egbo, Anderson, Womack, Fanaur, and Walter. Southridge goes inside to Amel in the low block, and she makes the shot. Immel makes her first basket of the game. That makes it 16-6. Glencoe tries to pass it around. Freeman steals it again on the pass. She passes it inside to Cole, wide open, lays it in off the glass. That's going to make it 18-6 Southridge, 30 seconds into the second quarter. This defense is really stifling Glencoe here. Egbo with it on the far side. She tries to drive inside on Cole, and Cole's going to get called for the foul. She disagrees with it, but she was blocking Egbo on the inbound, on the inside. That's going to be her first. Third team foul. Glencoe's going to have the ball. They have 1 team foul down 18-6. Egbo gets it on the inbounds. Look it inside. Passes it over to Anderson. Passes over to Walter. Walter for the shot just inside the three-point arc. No good. Brink tries to get the rebound, but it's going to be a jump ball. And possession's going to Glencoe. 7:16 left in the half. 18-6 Southridge. Glencoe's running a stack on the inbounds here. They're looking down low. Finally passes it deep outside. Ends up in Fernau's hands, guarded by Meek. Fanaur looking inside, passes around to Walter, near side corner. Ends up over in Anderson's hands, top of the key, guarded by Brink. She makes a drive. Southridge running a man-to-man defense. Shot's no good. Controlled by Southridge. Freeman has it. Finally passes up to Meek. Meek's looking inside to Immel, and no good. Brink goes up with it. That one's good. Makes it 20-6 Southridge, and Egbo's going to try to go on Immel. Finally passes it around, and the ball's controlled by Fernauer on the far side wing. Ball gets passed around over to Womack. Womack from the free throw line. It's blocked by Brink. Amel controls it. Passes it over to Meek on the far side. Wide open 3 from the corner. No good. And the rebound is going to be controlled by Glencoe. Ball goes inside down to Womack. Womack's trying to make a move on Brink. Brink once again, tough defense, and that shot's no good by Womack. Meek has it now for Southridge on the far side in the corner. Passes around to Amel. Brink ends up with it low side. Doesn't go in. Just not having the luck on the inside here, but still with her team up by 14. 5:57 left in the half. Glencoe controls it. Coming across. Oh, gets away with an elbow there. Passes it inside to Womack. Looking for a round. 3 in the key needs to be called, but passes it out to Egbo. Egbo drives inside, tries to shoot over Brink, and that one's no good. Controlled by Southridge. Immel has it. Passes over to Freeman. Far side corner. Ends up over in Meek's hands. She's going to run the play from the point. Southridge going up against a man-to-man defense. Freeman with it, 15-footer. That one's no good. Ball's loose. Controlled by Meek finally. Freeman has it as they pass it around on the outside. Glencoe's running the 2-3 defense now. Everybody's switching around. Meek has the ball. Gives up the three-pointer. Immel has it. Takes a 10-footer. No good for her. And the ball's controlled by Glencoe. Walter has it. Almost double dribbles there. Ball gets finally passed around. And it ends up over in Egbo's hand, near side corner. She drives inside on Cole. Passes it to a wide open Anderson. Tries to take a shot. Goes out of bounds. Off of Brink. And substitution for Southridge here. So right now we've got Riverman, Hoff back in the game. Meek, Immel, and Maury. Ball's inbounded finally to Anderson, who should be called for the elbow there. Finally takes a 10-foot shot, and that one is good. Anderson, her second basket of the game. She's got 4, 20-8. Southridge with 4:42 left in the half. Cole has it on the far side, passes over to Morey on the near side. Ball's getting swung around, finally ends up in Emil's hands, excuse me. I'm going to have a problem with that name. Pass around, Morey has it. She takes a 3. That one is up. It looked good, but just short. Ball's controlled by Southridge. Fanauer has it. She tries to go inside, blocked by Riverman. Riverman gets the block, controlled by Southridge. Emil has it, passes inside to Morey. Morey around to Meek. She takes a 3-pointer. That one's going to be short, no good. And controlled by Glencoe. Tries to get up to Egbo, but she's on a 1-on-3. She's going to have to slow it down. Ball getting passed around. Finally ends up over an Egbo on the far side wing. She's looking inside. Finally gets it over to Womack. Womack making a move and blocked by Hoff. And it's going to end up off of Womack. She's only 1 for 5 on the game. Not having some luck down low. And now on the court for Southridge, we've got Emil, Morey, Freeman, Cole, and Hoff. 3:54 left in the half. 20-8. Southridge leads it. You can tell both teams are tired that they played last night. They're both a little bit sluggish, but Southridge definitely not as affected by it as Glencoe seems to be. Morey ends up with it on the far side. They're going to pass it around. Ends up in Emil's hands, near side wing. She makes a drive on a Hoff screen. Ends up in Morey's hands, far side corner, but travels before she can get the pass off to Emil. That's going to be Glencoe ball. Southridge still bringing that full court press. They've had a lot of success with this tonight. Egbo gets it off to the inbound. She's looking to where to go. She ends up going to Anderson. Anderson's going to drive it inside. Goes up against Hoff, and she's going to get called for the foul. That's going to be Hoff's first as Anderson goes up for her first 2 free throws of the game. So that's 14 fouls for Southridge, 1 for Glencoe. And Abby Anderson takes her first free throw shot. That one is up and long. Anderson gets the ball back for her second free throw attempt. And that one is up and no good as well. Controlled by Freeman. Almost traveled there. Finally gets it out to Cole, who gets it over to Morey, who's wide open for a 3. She takes a shot. That one's no good. Controlled by Hoff. Passes it inside to a streaking Freeman. Finally gets guarded by Natalie Walter, and it goes in. Glencoe inbounds it, passing it around. That Southridge defense forces a turnover as Egbo tries to pass it over to Anderson. Goes off her leg and out of bounds. Brink and Meek are back in the game now with 3:01 left in the half. 22-8 Southridge. So Freeman's got 8 so far for Southridge. She's by far the leading points getter on this Southridge team here. She's got the ball on the far side, guarded by Egbo. Passes across court to Meek. Tries to get it inside to Brink, but nothing doing. Glencoe blocks that pass. Emil has it. Passes over to Meek. Meek's directing the traffic here. Hoff now has it. Looks for Freeman in the near side corner. Back and forth. Hoff takes a 3. That one's off, and that's going to be controlled by Meek. It's a long rebound. Meek decides to dribble it around to reset the play. Emil has it. Passes it inside to Hoff. Tries to drive, but nothing doing. Freeman with a 3-pointer. That one's good. Her first 3-pointer of the game. 25-8 Southridge as Jensen Becker's in the game for the first time. Controlling the ball. Finally gets it out to Womack, who tries to make a move. Loses it. Can't control it. And it goes out of bounds, being guarded by Kaylin Emil. That's going to be Glencoe ball, with 2:10 left in the first half, leading 25-8. Glencoe back in the 2-3 defense. You can just see on the look on their faces that they look tired from last night. Ball ends up over Mel's hands. She passes over to a wide open Freeman, who cuts inside for an easy layup. 27-8 Southridge, just under 2 minutes left. Emil steals the ball on the inbounds. She tries to drive inside, gets it over to Brink at the free throw line, and back over to Emil, but can't control the pass as it goes out of bounds. That's going to be Glencoe ball. Number 15, Morgan Bullock's going to be making her first appearance of the game, with 1:43 left in the half, and she comes in for Kaylin Emil. Glencoe inbounds it. It's still against that tough Southridge full court press. Ball's controlled by Womack, and she's getting double teamed. They're passing it around here. Ends up in Anderson's hands. She's going to try to drive it on Brink. She goes up, and that shot's going to get the shooter's bounce as Anderson gets her second bucket of the quarter. 27-10 Southridge. Freeman has it on the far side. Passing it around inside to Brink. Goes outside over to Bullock. Passing it all around on the outside. Brink's calling for it, but she's not open. Cross-court pass to Freeman. She's going to take a three, and that one's just short, controlled by Bullock. Ball goes inside to Hoff on the corner. She makes a move. Nothing there. Bullock for three. That one is good. And it looks like the whistle blew. So the foul is going to be on Glencoe. Isabel Womack is going to be called with an elbow here. So on the three-point shot, it's going to count. It's going to be 30-10 Southridge with 1 minute left in the half, and they're going to get the ball back. It's not likely for you to see a play like this happen. Ball's immediately inbounded to Brink, who misses it, gets her own, rebounds it, misses it again, goes up, and is blocked by Walter, but is going to get called for the foul. And Brink is going to be shooting her third and fourth free throws of the game. Walter's first foul, third for Glencoe. 55.2 seconds left in the half. Brink takes her first free throw and rolls around the rim and out. Got to use your legs. That's where the free throws come from. So far, Brink is 1 for 4 on her free throws, but now she's 2 for 5 as she makes that second one. 31-10 Southridge. Glencoe inbounds it, and Freeman almost steals it on the pass to Egbo, but they say it was tipped off of Egbo, and they're going to give the ball to Southridge. Great defense. I think Freeman got away with one there. 48 seconds left, and it looks like Bullock has it down low. She finally passes over to Freeman. Goes around the world to Meek. Cross court on this 2-3 defense. Bullock controlling it, looking inside to Hoff, but she is guarded tight by Walter. Freeman's going to control it. 34 seconds left in the half. Meek has it looking inside to Brink. She's double teamed. They're wanting to go inside. Passes cross court to Bullock on the near side corner. Brink now has it. She's trying to go inside, makes a move, drives up, and that one's no good, and a charge is going to be called on Brink. That'll be her second. She dropped her shoulder as she was going up, and she's going to be coming out of the game as Cole comes back in. 21 seconds left in the half, 31-10 Southridge. And Glencoe's going to be inbounding the ball. Going back and forth here, trying to figure out a way around this Southridge defense on the full court press. They finally end up in Becker's hands, who passes it to Walter on the near side corner. Outside to Egbo, doesn't take the three, tries to drive inside on Hoff, takes a shot above her, and it's good. Egbo with her first basket of the game. Freeman takes a long three-pointer at the buzzer, no good. Southridge tried to drive it up quickly, but at the halftime, your Skyhawks lead it 31-12 here on Hill Sports 725. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have some halftime comments as we talk about this game here. Southridge Skyhawks lead the Glencoe Crimson Tide 31-12 at the half. This is Hill Sports 725 on YouTube.
You're listening to live play-by-play of your Southridge Skyhawk basketball here on YouTube at Hill Sports 725.
Who do I play for? I play high school basketball for every baller who ever played a pickup game on a driveway, playground, or alley. Because we all share the same dream. I play for buzzer beaters, big-time boards, and burying rainmakers. I play high school basketball for the chance to put my hometown in Oregon on the map by playing in a state championship.
Only 0.5% of all high school student athletes play basketball in college. But all 100% of them become adults. That's why playing basketball on their high school team is so important. High school athletes learn life lessons that help them grow up. Lessons that can't be taught in the classroom and often aren't taught at home.
I play high school basketball because I love performing in front of a capacity crowd in my hometown gym.
This message presented by the Oregon School Activities Association and the Oregon Athletic Directors Association.
And we're back here in the cage at halftime, where your Southridge Skyhawks are leading the Glencoe Crimson Tide 31-12. On the Southridge side, Maggie Freeman is by far taking control of this game. Her last couple of games that she's played, she has been just outstanding on the floor. Tonight she has 13 points. She's 1 for 4 from behind the arc, so she's not having a whole lot of luck behind the three-point arc there. But on the inside, she's been getting a lot of easy layups. Her mid-range game is looking really good, and she's shooting the ball very well for Southridge. Cameron Brink, on the other hand, for the Skyhawks, is shooting the ball very poorly. She's got 4 points tonight on 1 for 10 shooting and 2 for 4 on the free throws. Over on the Glencoe side, the leader over there is Abby Anderson. She's got 6 points, but she's not shooting the ball very well. She's currently at 3 for 9 for her shooting. By far, the best on the Tide team, as Walter has 2 points, and Womack has 2 points, and Egbo also has 2. Nobody's shooting particularly well. They've only scored 6 points in each of the first 2 quarters for their final halftime score of 12. Not doing very well for the Tide. You can tell in the look on their faces that they played last night, that they played hard last night, and they got beat badly. So really, this is a team that I think was defeated before they came onto the court. They're going to need a really great halftime speech to get back in this game, down 19 with 1 half left to play. Let's go ahead and look at the keys to the game here that we talked about in the pregame. See kind of where Southridge is stacking up. First off, watch the fouls. They've had 5 fouls in the first half, so easily doing a good job there. At 7 fouls, the other team shoots 1 and 1, and at 10 they'll shoot 2. So they're controlling the ball by controlling the fouls and doing a great job on that. As far as foul trouble goes, Brink has 2. Hoff, Maury, and Cole each have 1, and everybody else is free to go. So Brink's the only one in any trouble, and 2 fouls going into halftime is not a bad deal. On the Glencoe side, they only had 3 fouls called on them, so they were doing well on the foul side. Isabel Womack, Abby Anderson, and Natalie Walter each have 1 foul. No real foul trouble on that side, but like I said, Southridge didn't need to win the foul battle. They just needed to watch the fouls. They've allowed 4 free throws, excuse me. 4 free throws they've allowed, given to Glencoe, and Glencoe's 0 for 4 on those, so they're giving up the free points there. Secondly, winning the turnover battle. They're doing that not by as big of a margin as they probably would like to. They've given up the ball several times as well, but I'm thinking that the lead here on the turnover battle, they've got to be plus, I'm thinking 3 or 4 at least on this, where they should be really plus like 7 or 8 or even into the double digits. So they are winning the turnover battle. Glencoe doesn't really seem to have an answer for this defense, but a lot of unforced errors on the Southridge side is keeping that battle a little bit closer. However, when you're up 19, you're looking for things to kind of complain about to improve on. I'm not really too worried about this at the half. Lastly, the inside-out, outside-in game has been going very well for them. Glencoe has been running both a 2-3 and a man-to-man defense at alternating times. They're double-teaming on Brink. They're fronting Hoff. They're not really allowing the ball to go inside unless it's being driven in by Immel, unless it's being driven in by Freeman or caught on the pass. Unless that defense is shifting around, Brink and Hoff are really needing to drive inside instead of catching it. So Glencoe's really controlling the post play for the most part, but as far as the outside-in, inside-out game, Southridge has the advantage. They're getting the offensive rebounds. They're getting the extra shots. They've taken only 4 free throws, unfortunately, all by Brink. She's 2 for 4, but Brink is getting her own rebounds. She's 1 for 10 on shooting, but on those 10 shots, I think 7 of them were off of 4 or 5 of her own offensive rebounds. So they're doing very well on the inside, just not putting all the buckets in the basket there like they need to. If they had been, if Brink brings up her shot total or her shot percentage from the first half, I mean, this is easily a 40-point first half for Southridge, and they're leading by a score of 30 instead of a score of 19. But once again, Glencoe's not playing very well right now. You can tell they're tired. Southridge looks a little bit gassed as well, but it certainly doesn't seem to be as affected by it. We're going to go ahead and take a break right now as the teams are getting ready to come out from halftime and get onto the court. Southridge leads at 31-12 at the half here on Hill Sports 725 on YouTube.
Who do I play for? I play high school basketball for every baller who ever played a pickup game on a driveway, playground, or alley. Because we all share the same dream. I play for buzzer beaters, big-time boards, and burying rainmakers. I play high school basketball for the chance to put my hometown in Oregon on the map by playing in a state championship.
Only 0.5% of all high school student athletes play basketball in college. But all 100% of them become adults. That's why playing basketball on their high school team is so important. High school athletes learn life lessons that help them grow up. Lessons that can't be taught in the classroom and often aren't taught at home.
I play high school basketball because I love performing in front of a capacity crowd in my hometown gym.
This message presented by the Oregon School Activities Association and the Oregon Athletic Directors Association.
Hey everyone, this is David Hill, and I just want to thank you for listening to this live stream play-by-play of the game this evening. If you could be so kind, I'd love it if you'd simply click like and feel free to subscribe to Hill Sports 725 as we try to add more games to the channel. Comment below with what you liked or didn't. Feel free to email me at hillsport725@gmail.com. Thanks again, and play on.
And we're back inside Southridge High School, the cage, as the Skyhawks lead the game at the half 31-12 over the Glencoe Crimson Tide, as the final couple of minutes are coming off of halftime and Southridge finally comes in onto the court. So as we finish up this halftime here, once again, this has been a game completely dominated by Southridge. They win by 20 points last night, which has been typical of the Glencoe team, unfortunately, this season. They're either really good, like we talked about in the pregame, or they're not so good. I guess is the best way to put it, the nicest way to put it. Once again, let's go over this stat here. They win games by an average of 17 points. I mean, their differential is this. Points per win, they score 56.9, and they give up 40.7. So that's a difference of 16, almost 17 points there. In losses, they'll score 41 and give up 60. That's kind of the trend here tonight, although I don't foresee them reaching 40 if they keep playing like they did in the first half. They need to step it up a little bit. I hope Coach Valley had some inspiring words for them. They're tired. I know they're tired. But let's see if they kind of dig deep here, coming down by 19 in the second half. Southridge, on the other hand, they can't go into cruise control here. They can't allow Glencoe to get back into the game. And I'm sure Coach Bergman let them know that. They've got to keep the pedal to the metal, win the third quarter, try to extend this lead, and finally break the backs of the Glencoe Crimson Tide. Second half is getting ready to begin. It's going to be Southridge ball, going now from my left to right. Once again, Southridge is in their white uniforms with red or maroon lettering. Glencoe going from my right to left in their black uniforms with crimson lettering and white numbers. As Brink inbounds it, Meek, Freeman, Immel, and Hoffer all in the game. Glencoe's now running, looks like a 2-3 defense. Passes it inside from Freeman over to Brink. It's blocked and deflected by Abby Anderson, and the ball goes out of bounds. For Glencoe, you've got Anderson. Natalie Walters starting the second half where she didn't start the game. Inbound over to Brink. Passes around. Amel finally gets it. She lays it up, and that one's no good. Controlled by Glencoe, and a foul's going to be called on Brink. That's going to be her third foul. Getting the foul on the loose ball rebound there. And Glencoe's going to be inbounding it. So we got Anderson for now. For now, passes it deep inside to Larison and tries to pass it back outside, and stolen by Meek. Meek controls the ball, looking down low. Nothing doing down there, and timeout's going to be called by Coach Bergman. It looks like it's going to be a 30-second timeout. That'll be his first timeout. Both teams have 4 left. We'll go ahead and stay here for this timeout here. So on the court for Glencoe, we've got Womack, we've got Egbo, Anderson. Oh, excuse me. Because Walter was in the game, Womack is out. Excuse me. So Egbo, Anderson, Larison, Fenauer, and Walter, all in the game for Glencoe, barring any substitutions here during this timeout. Southridge with their original starters from the beginning of the game. 31-12. We are 39 seconds into the second half. And yes, Egbo, Walter, Anderson, Fenauer, and Larison. So Womack's not in the game. Ball's inbounded. Freeman passes across court. It ends up in Maury's hands, who's making her first appearance in the second half. Oh, Natalie Hoff almost loses it. And the ball gets passed around again. Passes inside to Amel. Amel, turnaround jumper off the glass. Great shot. That's why she's got a scholarship, ladies and gentlemen. 33-12, Southridge, 6:55 left in the third. They're bringing the full court press again, a little bit lighter than this time. Egbo has it on the near side. She's going to be guarded by Meek as Southridge goes to the 2-3 zone. Ball ends up in Fernau's hands. Fernau with the shot, 15-footer. That one's no good, and it's controlled by Southridge. They're going to pass it, Amel, inside to a wide-open, streaking Hoff. Hoff gets her first basket of the half. She's got 4. 35-12, Southridge with 6:30 left in the third quarter. Fernau's looking around. Ends up with Egbo crossing the court, guarded by Meek. Southridge running a deep 2-3 zone as the ball's passed inside over to Larison. She shoots it. That one's no good. Rebounds controlled by nobody. The loose ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be off of Walter, it looks like. Southridge ball. Meek's going to be controlling it on the point as she crosses the half court. Glencoe's running a 2-3 defense. And you can see on all of their faces they're tired. Ball's passed around to Amel in the corner. She tries to get it over to Hoff, who loses it, but finally gets it back. Freeman gets it on the near side wing, looking inside. Amel's calling for it, but nothing doing there. Meek ends up with it, going around. Ball finally gets over to Amel down low. She tries to pass out of it. Ball is stripped by Larison and controlled by Glencoe. For now has it going across the half-court line. She tries to drive around here, passes over to Walter, who looks inside. Finally gets it inside over to Larison. Anderson has it. She makes a move. 10-footer, no good. Controlled by Meek. Southridge has it. 5:23 left in the third quarter. Amel with it at the top of the key, passing it back around. Maury ends up with it. Shoots it from the far side corner. That one's good. Her first basket of the game. She's now 1 for 4 from the three-point arc. 5:10 left in the third quarter. And it's 38-12 Southridge as Freeman gets a foul as Glencoe was passing the ball around in that full court press. She fouls Anderson. That'll be Freeman's first.
Personal fouls on number 3, Maggie Freeman.
And Cameron Brink's going to be making her next appearance as Kaylin Amel comes out of the game for Southridge. Immel, excuse me. I'm gonna have trouble with that name all night. Now has it for Glencoe. She finally passes it inside to Larison, who looks inside to Anderson, loses the ball, and it goes out of bounds. It's going to be Southridge ball just off the tips of her fingers, and it bounces it out of bounds. 4:55 left in the third quarter. Southridge leads it by 26. Meek has it as she looks inside, guarded by Walter. Glencoe looks like they're going to a 3-2 defense now, it appears, trying to make up for that difference on the inside. Brink ends up with it. She makes a move, goes up, no good, misses another one, controlled by Glencoe, and Hoff is down on the ground. I didn't see what happened there. It must have happened on the rebound, but she's down. We're going to go ahead and take a break here. Southridge leads at 38-12 with 4:37 left in the third quarter here on Hill Sports 725 on YouTube.
Hey everyone, this is David Hill, and I just want to thank you for listening to this live stream play-by-play of the game this evening. If you could be so kind, I'd love it if you'd simply click like and feel free to subscribe to Hill Sports 725 as we try to add more games to the channel. Comment below with what you liked or didn't. Feel free to email me at hillsport725@gmail.com. Thanks again, and play on.
Who do I play for? I play high school basketball for every baller who ever played a pickup game on a driveway, playground, or alley. Because we all share the same dream. I play for buzzer beaters, big-time boards, and burying rainmakers. I play high school basketball for the chance to put my hometown in Oregon on the map by playing in a state championship.
Only 0.5% of all high school student athletes play basketball in college. But all 100% of them become adults. That's why playing basketball on their high school team is so important. High school athletes learn life lessons that help them grow up. Lessons that can't be taught in the classroom and often aren't taught at home.
I play high school basketball because I love performing in front of a capacity crowd in my hometown gym.
This message presented by the Oregon School Activities Association and the Oregon Athletic Directors Association.
You're listening to live play-by-play of your Southridge Skyhawks basketball here on YouTube at Hill Sports 725.
And we're back inside the cage at Southridge High School, where Natalie Hoff was finally helped off the court. She was on the ground for a couple of minutes there. I think she may have gotten hit in the face on the rebound, but she's come out of the game right now, and Bullock is now in the game for Southridge. Glencoe ball for now has it. She's trying to drive around the defense. Decides to get it over to Egbo, and they pass it back and forth here. Anderson now has it top of the key. Glencoe looking inside, can't find anything. Now pass over to Walter. She goes inside to Anderson, goes up over Brink, and Brink is going to get called for her fourth foul. Looked good to me. I thought that was good defense personally, but she's going to get called for the foul. And Abby Anderson's going to be shooting her first two free throws of the second half. She's 0 for 2 and 0 for 3 now as she misses that first shot. Oh, excuse me, Cole was in the game. Now Bullock is coming in. Don't expect to see Brink come back into the game until probably midway through the fourth quarter here with 4 fouls. I can't imagine her being back in any sooner than that. And the second shot is up and good. That's going to make it 38-13. That is Glencoe's first point of the half, and we're nearly halfway done with the third quarter. And Meek's going to be controlling it going across the half-court line. Bergman's calling the play from the sideline. Meek's waiting for that. And Glencoe running that 3-2 zone defense here. Pass inside to Freeman. Takes a 15-footer. That one is around and no good. And controlled by Anderson of Glencoe. 38-13 Southridge. Glencoe moving the ball up in a hurry. Egbo with a 10-footer. And that one's good up and over Cole, it looked like. She's got 4 now. The game 38-15 Southridge. Bullock has the ball, passing the ball around. Morey has it now. Over to Meek on the far side corner. They're going back and forth. Meek takes a three-pointer, and that one's good. Count that basket. 38-15 Southridge with just under 3.5 left in the third quarter. For now, guarded by Bullock. It looks like that Southridge is running still that 2-3 defense. Ball gets passed around and ends up in Anderson's hands, who makes the easy layup as she now holds the height advantage. 41-17 Southridge, 41-17 after that three-pointer by Meek just a moment ago. Morey has it. She tries to drive inside, gets it over to Cole. Cole looking around, picks up her dribble, ends up in Meek's hands. Meek driving to the top of the key, trying to reset the play. She's looking inside at Freeman. Freeman's now the post player, but Bullock ends up with it. She shoots a towering three-pointer, bounces around. Ball is controlled by Southridge. Cole gets the rebound, and back in Bullock's hands. And Meek's going to be running it, pass inside to Cole from the corner for the 10-footer, and it's good. 43-17 Southridge, 2.5 left in the third. For now, we're trying to drive on Bullock. They're going to be looking inside a lot now as Cole is much shorter than Anderson. They go into Anderson, shoots it over her, but that shot's no good and controlled by Southridge. They're going to go ahead and push it up. Meek controlling it, looking inside to Freeman. Freeman double team, passes outside to Maury. Maury for three from the corner. Good!
Molly Maury for three.
She's got 6 on 2 for 5 shooting from beyond the arc. 46-17. Southridge with 2 minutes left in the third. Fernauer has it. She's looking inside again. Finally gets it over to Larison. The ball goes back outside. Egbo has it. Thinks about the three. No. Freeman defended that well. Passing it back inside. Goes over to Anderson. Anderson passing around to Larison. Stripped by Maury. Freeman ends up with it. She's going to go up for the layup, and it's good. Her first basket of the second half, 48-17 Southridge. Glencoe's going to try to push it up. Egbo thinks about the three, picks up her dribble. They go inside to Anderson, guarded by Cole. She makes a move, and it's going to be fouled by Freeman on the shot. That's going to be her second. And Abby Anderson's going to be shooting 2 more. She's 1 for 4 so far in the game on the free throw line. And it looks like Kaylin Emmel's going to be coming back in after this first shot. And the first shot is up, and it's long. She's now 1 for 5 from the free throw line, leaving points on the board. So Mel's in the game for Maury as Anderson takes her second shot, and that one's good. 48-18 Southridge with just under 90 seconds left in the third quarter. Meek has it. Glencoe's back in that 3-2 defense. Emil has it. Passes it over to a Cole who gets blocked and controlled by Glencoe, and they're going to try to push it up. Fernauer has it. She gets slowed down a little bit, picks up her dribble, goes inside to Anderson, guarded by Cole. They're playing a little bit of inside out, but this ball is stripped by Freeman on the pass and kicked by Meek, it looks like. And it's going to be Glencoe ball. They go inside to Anderson immediately. And for now, takes the three-pointer. That one's short, and that one's going to be controlled by Emmel, who's going to go on the 1-on-2. Freeman's going to catch up. She goes up for the shot, and it's going to be no good. But we're going to get the foul, I believe, on Natalie Walter. And that is on Walter. That's her second. With 54 seconds left in the third, Emmel's going to be shooting her first 2 free throws of the game with 54 seconds left in the third. She's got 4 so far. Let's see if she can add to that. First shot is up and good. Now, Emmel was out with an ankle injury for several weeks here. Finally came back last night. This is her second game back, so she's still trying to get into the swing of things, wearing an ankle brace on her right ankle there. She makes her first free throw. Second one is up, and that one rims out. And 49-18 Southridge, 50 seconds left in the third quarter. Glencoe controls it. For now, is looking to go back inside. Driving around that 2-3 defense of Southridge. Anderson, top of the key, passes it over to Walter on the far side corner from about 15 feet out. That one's no good. Controlled by Southridge. Meek has it. She's going to be setting up the play with about 30 seconds left in the quarter. Emmel has it. Makes a move. Thinks about going for it, but no. Passes it out to Bullock. Bullock tries to go inside to Cole, and it's stripped by Walter. 20 seconds left in the third. Glencoe's going to want to get a shot off as quickly as possible. Walter has it. They're going to pass it around. Looking inside to Anderson. Nothing there. Finally get it to her. She makes a move, passes it over to Larison, and it's stripped by Freeman. 7 seconds left, and Coach Valley wanted a foul on that. 5 seconds. Bullock takes a three, a towering three. That one's no good, and foul's now going to be called on Freeman, going for the rebound. Over and back with 0.6 of a second left in the third. That's Freeman's third. So Glencoe's going to have time to catch it and shoot it. And that shot's not going to be off in time. It was well short anyway. End of the third quarter. Southridge leads at 49-18. We're going to go ahead and take a break here on Hill Sports 725 on YouTube.
Who do I play for? I play high school basketball for every baller who ever played a pickup game on a driveway, playground, or alley. Because we all share the same dream. I play for buzzer beaters, big-time boards, and burying rainmakers. I play high school basketball for the chance to put my hometown in Oregon on the map by playing in a state championship.
Only 0.5% of all high school student athletes play basketball in college. But all 100% of them become adults. That's why playing basketball on their high school team is so important. High school athletes learn life lessons that help them grow up. Lessons that can't be taught in the classroom and often aren't taught at home.
I play high school basketball because I love performing in front of a capacity crowd in my home.
And we're back here in the cage at Southridge High School, where Southridge leads at 49-18 at the start of the fourth quarter. They're nothing if not consistent. Glencoe's only scored 6 points in each of the first 3 quarters, leading up to their 18 total points. It's going to be Glencoe ball, once again going from my right to left. And they're now down by 31 here. As we have on the court for now, Walter, Larison, Anderson, and Egbo for Glencoe. They're going to be passing around the 2-3 defense. Looking over to Egbo, who has a wide open 3 from the near corner. That one's no good. It's going to be controlled by Emil, who's trying to drive it up the court in a hurry. Cole has it. That was Riverman that had it. Riverman misses that 3-pointer. Very long. Glencoe has the ball. 30 seconds into the fourth quarter. For now, passes it around to Walter. She takes a 15-footer. No good. Long. Brinks in the game. Gets a rebound. And no fouls called. She gets hit in the head getting that rebound as the crowd calls out for that one. Meek has it. She's thinking about the 3, but finally gets guarded. Southridge definitely slowing down the pace of the game here, running their half-court press, or half-court set, excuse me. Passing around the outside. Finally gets it inside to ML, guarded by Anderson. Meek's going to take the 3 from the top of the key, and that one is around and out, controlled by ML. ML goes up, and she makes that layup on a hook shot. That makes it 51-18, Southridge, with 6.5 left to play in the game. For now, trying to drive around that Southridge defense. Finally gets it up to Egbo on the far side. She's looking to drive, nothing doing. She's guarded by Riverman. Passes it inside finally and overshoots Natalie Walter, who was trying to cut inside for the layup. She was wide open. The ball was just about a foot higher than where her hands were, and it's going to be a turnover. Substitution for Glencoe. Emma Hawkins is in the game now for the first time, here with 6.5 minutes left to play in the game. So we've got Meek, and on Southridge, Hannah Orcutt's making her first appearance. She has the ball, passing it around, and looking inside, Brink has it. Going around, Orcutt takes a 3-pointer, and that's good. Her first shot of the game, her first basket. Hannah Orcutt makes the 3-pointer. Anderson has it guarded inside, passes over to Larison, tries to go up, and gets called. Brink's going to get called for her 5th foul. She was standing straight up there, but they're gonna call that one. Calling a little bit tight, I would imagine. But Larison is still going to get the 2 free throws, and the referees are finally figuring out that Brink has 5 fouls, and she's going to need to come out of the game. And so Coach Bergman looks to Morgan Bullock to come in, and Olivia Cole, as both Meek and Brink come out of the game. Brink's not happy with that call. For Glencoe, number 15, Aisling Taylor is in the game for the first time of the night. And free throw is up, and it's good. So we've got Hawkins, Taylor, Larison, Anderson. Second shot is up. That one's no good. Controlled by Morey. Yeah, once again, we've got Taylor, Becker, Anderson, Larison, and Hawkins for Glencoe. Bullock takes a 3-pointer from the far side corner. That one's no good. Going to be controlled by Glencoe. For the Southridge side, we've got Bullock, Riverman, Orcutt, and the ball is thrown out of bounds just off of Becker's hands, in and out of bounds. So Orcutt, Morey, Riverman, Cole, and Bullock are all on the court for Southridge. Going to get some very valuable varsity minutes here with about 5.5 left, up 54-19. Orcutt with it, passes it outside to Morey, who drives inside on 2-3 defense. Passes it around. Orcutt takes her second shot. That one's no good. controlled by Glencoe with 5:10 left in the game. And Glencoe's trying to get it inside to Anderson. Anderson finally gets it, but gets triple teamed there. Passes it outside to Taylor. Taylor looking inside, picks up her dribble. Back to Anderson, takes it from the free throw. And from the free throw line, she hits it. Her first basket of the fourth quarter, 54-21, Southridge, just under 5 minutes left to play. And it looks like got a couple of substitutions here for both teams at the next whistle. Morey has it on the near side wing, passing the ball around in the triangle, tries to drive it up to the other side. Orcutt with it, passes it back out. Orcutt makes a move, passes it over to Bullock, over back to Morey, top of the key, back over to Orcutt. They're just moving the ball around here. And Cole ends up with it. She goes up with the hook shot. That one's no good. Going to be controlled by Glencoe. Good defense there by the Tide. Looks like that Hawkins has the ball. Passes it inside to Anderson, guarded by Cole. Passes it well outside. Three-pointer from Taylor. That one's short and controlled by, nobody as Becker tries to get the ball and steps out of bounds. So substitutions. Kyla Vincent is in the game for the first time for Glencoe. And it looks like Womack's back in the game. Or excuse me, Kyla Vincent's in for Southridge. Womack's back in the game for Glencoe. As well as Ayana Ramberg. Ball's passed inside to Cole. Goes up. Almost makes it. She got the inside pass down low. Made a move. Missed the shot. And foul's going to be called on Aisling Taylor, her first. And Coach Valley's going to call a timeout. We're going to go ahead and take a break here. 3:50 left in the game. 54-21. Southridge leads it here on Hill Sports 725.
Who do I play for? I play high school basketball for every baller who ever played a pickup game on a driveway, playground, or alley. Because we all share the same dream. I play for buzzer beaters, big-time boards, and burying rainmakers. I play high school basketball for the chance to put my hometown in Oregon on the map by playing in a state championship.
Only 0.5% of all high school student athletes play basketball in college. But all 100% of them become adults. That's why playing basketball on their high school team is so important. High school athletes learn life lessons that help them grow up. Lessons that can't be taught in the classroom and often aren't taught at home.
I play high school basketball because I love performing in front of a capacity crowd in my hometown gym.
This message presented by the Oregon School Activities Association and the Oregon Athletic Directors Association.
And we're back inside the cage as Olivia Cole misses her first free throw after that foul. Second shot is up, and that one is long. Controlled by Glencoe. Womack has the ball. Southridge leads it by 33 here with just over 3.5 minutes left to play. Becker has it. She's going to try to drive inside. Passes it over inside to Womack. Womack finally turns around, controls it, and misses that shot. Ball's going to be controlled by Vincent. Morey has the ball in the front court here, passes over to Cole, who's looking inside. Over to Orcutt, she gets double teamed, tries to get out of it, loses it for a second, and the ball was going between Vincent as well as Taylor, but it looks like before they got to the ball went out of bounds off of Orcutt. It's going to be Glencoe ball with 3:14 left in the game, down 54-21. Hawkins going to be running things from the point, passes it over to Taylor. Taylor passes it inside to Womack. Womack guarded by Cole. She goes up and kisses it off the glass. That one's good. Her first basket since the first quarter. She's got 4. 54-23 Southridge. Morey for the Skyhawks is going to be running the point here, guarded by Becker. Cole has it, looking for which way to go. Gets it over to Morey, who loses the ball off the dribble and taken by Glencoe. Becker trying to push the ball up. She passes it over to Ramberg, who Morey was all over and gets the jump ball call. It's going to be Southridge ball. 2:36 left in the game, 54-23 Southridge. They've got 6 fouls. Glencoe's got 2. Southridge also has 4 timeouts, and Glencoe has 3 for the remainder of the game. Maury has the ball, guarded by Becker. Tries to pass it over to Bullock on the near side. She looks to drive inside, guarded by Hawkins. Picks up her dribble, passes it out to Vincent. Vincent around to Orcutt. Everybody's trying to drive inside, but getting stopped as they do so. They're kind of going around the world here with 2:08 left in the game, trying to get the clock to tick down. Vincent has it. She makes a move, doesn't pull up for the shot, but passes out to Maury. She takes the three, and that one's no good. Ball's controlled by Glencoe. Glencoe's pushing it up in a hurry. Becker has it on the near side, guarded by Orcutt. She goes around her, makes a move to the layup, and well long controlled by Maury. And Maury's going to slow things down here with 1:42 left in the game, 54-23. And Coach Bergman's going to be taking the 30-second timeout. That'll be his final 30-second, and he'll have 3 left for the last 141. And we'll take a short break here. Hill Sport 725 on YouTube. It's Southridge leading 54.
Hey everyone, this is David Hill, and I just want to thank you for listening to this live stream play-by-play of the game this evening. If you could be so kind, I'd love it if you'd simply click like and feel free to subscribe to Hill Sport 725 as we try to add more games to the channel. Comment below with what you liked or didn't. Feel free to email me at hillsport725@gmail.com. Thanks again, and play on.
And we're back here inside the cage at Southridge High School with 1:41 left in the game. The Skyhawks lead it 54-23, and it'll be Skyhawks ball. Orcutt's going to be inbounding it over to Bullock. We've got Kyla Vinson and number 23 has entered the game for Southridge as well. That's Emily Reed, her first action of the night. Ball's getting passed around. Bullock has it on the near side. She makes a move, goes up and is blocked. Blocked by Womack, controlled by Glencoe, and they're going to be running up real quickly. Try to pass it back inside to Womack, and ball is lost, controlled by Orcutt this time. Southridge has it with just over 60 seconds left in this game, up by 31. Bullock has the ball, guarded tightly by Hawkins. Picks up her dribble finally. Kyla Vinson gets the ball. She tries to make a move inside, passes out to Orcutt. She drives inside. They're just playing the inside-out passing game here. The final 45 seconds left of the game. Bullock outside to Orcutt. Orcutt for 3 from the far side corner, no good. Reed trying to get the rebound. It's going to be off of her. And ball's out of bounds. Glencoe ball, yes. Controlled by Taylor on the near side here. Tries to dribble in. Passes it back out. Into Womack. And almost throws it in the backcourt. Saved by Hawkins. Becker has it. She pulls up for a 10-footer. That one's no good. And it's going to be controlled by Southridge. Kyla Vinson on a 1-on-2. She pulls up for a 10-footer. That one's good. Kyla Vinson with her first basket of the game. She's got 2 points with 7 seconds left. 56-23. Glencoe's looking inside, trying to get one more shot off. 1 second left. Womack goes up for it. That one's going to be good and count. So your final score here at Southridge High School will be 56-25 Southridge as the Skyhawks get the win. They will now go to 15-2, 7 wins in a row, 9-0 Metro League play, and we can safely say that it's a great day to be a Skyhawk. We're going to go ahead and take a break here and come back with some post-game comments here on Hill Sports 725 on YouTube as your Skyhawks go home with.
Who do I play for? I play high school basketball for every baller who ever played a pickup game on a driveway, playground, or alley. Because we all share the same dream. I play for buzzer beaters, big-time boards, and burying rainmakers. I play high school basketball for the chance to put my hometown in Oregon on the map by playing in a state championship.
Only 0.5% of all high school student athletes play basketball in college. But all 100% of them become adults. That's why playing basketball in their high school team is so important. High school athletes learn life lessons that help them grow up. Lessons that can't be taught in the classroom and often aren't taught at home.
I play high school basketball because I love performing in front of a capacity crowd in my hometown gym.
This message presented by the Oregon School Activities Association and the Oregon Athletic Directors Association.
And we're back inside the cage here at Southridge High School as your Skyhawks walk off the court victorious for the 15th time this season, winning the game easily 56-25 against the very tired Glencoe Crimson Tide. Once again, these two teams played last night, and Southridge won handily in that game, winning that game, I believe 67 to 48 or something along those lines. It was about a 20-point victory last night, and they win this game even more easily, 56-25, final score, 31-point differential there at the end of the game. Stats for the night, everybody on the Southridge Sky that played except for Reed ended up with a basket. Reed playing the final minute or so. Vincent ends up with a 10-footer there in the last minute as well. But everybody very, very close to each other in scores, except for tonight's MVP, by far, Maggie Freeman. She finishes with 15 points, a lot of energy on both the offensive and defensive sides of the ball, forcing a lot of turnovers, getting several steals, turning those steals and turnovers into points, and leading the Skyhawks in an easy victory. I really shouldn't say easy, because that's not really giving credit to Glencoe for what they've had to do with the turnaround. 24 hours, that's difficult for any team. You could see that Southridge was tired as well. Coach Bergman was going to his bench quickly, trying to bring in players that had some fresh legs, and the final 3 or 4 minutes of the game, letting some of the even JV swingmen come up and play as well, giving his backups some much-needed varsity minutes to get some experience there. So both teams were very tired here. Glencoe went on a short bench, though, until the very end of the game when it was outside of the realm of possibility to win this game. They really only ended up playing 7 players for most of the game, 8 through most of the fourth, and ended up playing 9, whereas Southridge ended up playing 12 players, especially there towards the end of the game with those JV swingmen. On the Glencoe side here, the leading scorer was Abby Anderson. She had a great game for Glencoe. Couldn't get a lot of her shots to drop, especially early on in the game. She scored 12 and scored 6 points in the first half, but really only scored those 6 points off of 3 of 6 shooting, so 50%. But I mean, she could have ended up with a little bit of a better game. Second half, she went 2 for 5 to finish up with her scoring, including 2 free throws, which she went 2 for 4 from the line. Everybody else that scored there for Glencoe, Isabel Womack ended up with 6, Azine Egbo with 4, Sydney Larison ended up with 1 point off of a free throw there at the end of the game, and Natalie Walter finished with 2 points as well. So that's going to be it here tonight. As far as schedule goes for the Lady Skyhawks, their remaining games, they've got Sunset on Tuesday, and then they go to Liberty, followed by Aloha, and then they're home again for Jesuit, Aloha, and finish the season on the road against Beaverton and Century. So thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Please hit like and subscribe on this YouTube channel. Leave comments. Feel free to tweet me or email me. This is David Hill for Southridge Skyhawks on Hill Sports 725 on YouTube.